right, Coach. Talk about coming off the momentum of that win Saturday and the invasion of St. Cloud State this weekend.
Yeah, obviously nice to get a big win up in Duluth. Always a tough place to play, and in a tight fought match there on Saturday to find a way to get a win was great for the guys. So enjoyed that, and now back to work here with obviously the first place team in the NCHC coming into town here with St. Cloud State. So looking forward to continue to build here and get ready for a really good quality opponent here this weekend and finish off the first half of the season on home ice.
Mike, can you talk about the winning goal, Jack? I think the forechecker is still spinning on the ice up there. It's centrifugally with the move he put on, then he went the other way, and quite a shot. Just talk about how that play developed. 3-on-3, you're in the overtime, and it was obviously a thing of beauty from the Maverick perspective.
Yeah, great goal by Randall. I've seen that move before in practice. He kind of waits to feel that inside pressure from the forechecker there, and then quickly spins the opposite direction of the pressure, and obviously he's got that explosiveness there. So and then came down and made a beautiful shot, I think, between the defender's legs and went top shelf. So great to see a guy who's been really solid for us all season long get rewarded with a big overtime goal and a huge win for our team. So you always love to see those guys get rewarded that do the right things consistently, and that was a great example of that on Saturday night.
How important are these games this weekend when you have basically a 27-day break after that?
Yeah, I don't love the huge break at Christmas, to be honest. I'd love maybe a week or two off to let the guys recharge a little bit, but it's really important. The break's going to feel a lot better if you play well going into it, and I think we've been we haven't had a bye in a long time, so I think guys are excited to keep playing right now, and really important to perform well, right? You want to give your best effort before a break, obviously at any time, but especially when you have a break coming off here. So really important we stay focused here down the stretch, not think about the break too soon, and make sure we're ready to go here for a big weekend.
So looking at St. Cloud and their record in conference 6-0, what are the things that you guys think you can key in on to help break that streak that they've got going?
Yeah, well, first off, you got to give them credit. They've played some really good hockey. They've got some really good returning players on their roster that we're really familiar with, and they're a little bit they've had some good freshmen as well. So they're a good team. They're quick, like they've always are. They're a high-skilled, high-energy team that plays with a lot of structure and very, very disciplined style of play. And I think we've always had pretty good series against those guys. Lots of clean, hard hockey, and it will be no different this weekend here. So we got to make sure we're playing, our style and just keep growing with our, we still have lots of things to work on. When you watch our video against Duluth, there's still things we're working on internally that are important for our team's success. So I think just, again, keep the focus, know our opponent, know what their tendencies are, but keep finding ways for us to get better as a program.
Mike, talk about the play of Simon coming off that shutout Saturday.
Yeah, good for him. I thought both goalies were excellent. On Saturday night with Duluth, obviously only letting up the one goal as well. So anytime you're in a goalie match like that and you come away with a shutout, you've had a heck of a game, and he did just that. So some key saves at some key times, and obviously Jack was able to get one by them there in overtime. So huge credit goes to Simon for helping win that hockey game.
What have you seen progression-wise in Simon's game this year from last year?
Yeah, it's been good. I think, obviously I really, again, like Simon's mindset. I think he's a competitor and not afraid of big moments and really, stays pretty consistent in his mental approach to things. And I think Coach Pete Aubry's done a great job with him this year, too, just fine-tuning a couple of things technically with him, too, that he's been getting better at and improving at. And a lot of times goalies can be forgotten about a little bit, where, you don't sometimes as a coach, if you don't have a goalie background, you don't maybe talk to them as consistently or as regularly as a defenseman or a forward. And, now with having Coach Aubry here and myself having a little bit of a goalie background with some good mentors of mine being involved with goalies, we've had some conversations just like we talk to defensemen or forwards about how to improve their game. We do the same thing with our goalies, and I think that's really great because sometimes they can be almost forgotten about, and you're only worried if they're not stopping pucks. But it's been great to have a development plan for both Seth and Simon where they're working on things technically, tactically, fundamentally, and improving. You can see it. Both those guys have been getting better all season long, and huge credit to Coach Aubry helping those guys continue to grow.
so far 3 series splits for the Mavericks here. Just talk about the resilience of the guys putting away, Friday's loss in all 3 and then coming back and learning from Friday and getting victory on Saturday.
Yeah, again, I think it speaks to the group's mindset a little bit, just how you have to not get too high when you have success and not get too low when you maybe face a defeat, and it's all about your actions you take the next day. And as you mentioned, this group's been excellent on being resilient and responding appropriately and continue to evolve. And I think that's, after a tough loss, that's what I'm telling myself in my brain is get these guys better, keep improving, help them get better, help them grow. And if you just keep that mindset and keep that focus, I think at the end of the day, you improve.
Coach, would you say there's almost kind of a confidence in the team when the games are tight? Omaha 7-0 in 1-goal games this year. So what do you kind of attribute to that?
Exactly. I think just preparing for it. I mean, we try to talk about it in practice and preparation. You don't know which play is going to make the difference in a game. And so if you have that mindset consistently, good things are going to happen. So that's something we take a lot of pride in. And I give the group a lot of credit for that mindset, because that's a very present mindset where you can't, get too far ahead of yourself or too far in the past. You have to stay present. You have to stay focused on the task at hand and make sure you have 100% of your effort and mindset on this next shift coming up here. So we've done a great job at that, and that's something that's really important to do, especially in a conference like that. I don't think there's been too many times. I think Augustana was the first time I could kind of relax near the end of a game where you maybe have a little bit of a lead, where you're not as worried about maybe your line combinations and different things like that. So it's something we're coming accustomed to, and it serves us well to make sure that we're prepared for those situations.
Any update on injuries? You thought maybe Erdal might be back for this weekend's series?
Yeah, unfortunately, it looks like Erdal's going to be doubtful, and I think Matt Miller will be doubtful as well for this weekend here. So a couple big forwards out of the lineup, which is tough on the guys. But you know what? Again, looks like we talked about, we got some guys that have been working extremely hard, and they're going to get rewarded with some playing time this weekend.